Hello, welcome to the next episode of Randy Taste Things right here on the hottest channel on YouTube, Randy and
Well, now
Dave's
here we go again, folks.
Place.
Randy's calling this the hottest
Hope
show
you
on
clicked all
YouTube.
those
Son, if hot
fancy,
air was a
beautiful,
commodity, you'd be the
spectacular
richest
buttons.
man in the county.
Like, subscribe,
Howdy,
and
everybody.
get yourself
Rufus
some
is here.
alerts. All right. First of all, we're going to start out right now because the episode that is going to be posted before this one I'm filming right now, I was a little long-winded. We're going to give Dave some shout-out for the editing job he's working on.
Lord
this
have
video.
mercy.
I was
Dave
really
is the
long-winded
reason
about
they
Jean
didn't
Lafitte.
watch the director's
there's
cut.
But anyway, moving along, today's episode, I've got a brand new beer from the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel guys, which actually is the Lexington Brewing Company and Distillery. They also make Town and Branch bourbon and rye whiskey as well. But they specialize in barrel-aged beers, and they are spectacular. You've probably heard of their original Bourbon Barrel Ale. Very popular. They have a line of stouts. This is the Toasted Stout. So I did a little homework. They did not use toasted barrels, which is what I had assumed. They took the stout, put it in very fresh bourbon barrels. Like they emptied the bourbon barrel and put the beer in it the same day, just about, or within hours. So they say that renders a more toasted flavor, like toasted marshmallow and vanilla. We shall soon find out. Of course, we're going to talk about a movie called The Stuff that came out in 1985. And I will give you a little sports update. And we're going to make this one a little easier on Dave. We're not going to make
Making it easier on Dave.
How about that?
Thank the Lord for Dave's editing, or we'd be lost in your rambling.
There. Let's get into him. Let this thing open up a little bit. My handy dandy Roll Tide bottle opener. It makes the beer taste better. For sure.
Oh, my stars. Another long sniff from Randy. If smelling was an Olympic sport, you'd be bringing home gold, son. But we're here for tasting, not sniffing.
I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. For sure. Yeah, it does. Definitely has a malty background. You do get a little booziness out of it it is 10% alcohol. Toasted marshmallow, heavy up front. Definitely get a little oak. Spectacular. I've never had a bad beer from them. I don't think they know how to make a bad beer. And now that I said that, they'll come out with something really terrible. But I doubt it. They've been doing it for a while and have not made a bad one yet. So I definitely highly, highly recommend it. Let's talk about The Stuff. It was released in 1985. And it is a sci-fi horror.
Lord have mercy. My apologies, y'all. Randy's
movie?
off explaining again. Talking in circles so wide you could drive a tractor through
the movie jumps right into it. It's on Prime Video, and once you click play, be ready. There is no fooling around. They jump right on into the film. You just see this old guy, and he's walking around the street, and then he notices a weird white, bubbly, gooey substance coming out of the ground. And because this is the natural reaction we would all have, he bent over and put some in his hand and ate it. And because that's obviously, again, that's what we would all do, right? Weird substance coming out of the ground. I'm just going to put it in our mouth. Sounds reasonable.
A few moments later.
Anyway, it apparently tasted amazing. He kept eating it, got his friend that was with him to eat some. And they concocted a plan that they were going to sell this stuff to the masses. This was going to be the
enough is never enough of the stuff.
The stuff that
next big
Oh, my
thing.
stars, that edit's rougher than
sure
a
enough, that's what it
cobblestone
does.
road. Dave,
Next
son,
thing you
next
know,
time
there
bring the
is
good
this
scissors.
stuff's everywhere. It's all over the grocery store, all over TV. There's little pop-up, there's little restaurants, like an ice cream shop almost, but all they're selling is this stuff, and that's literally what it's called. It looked like a white, kind of like the fluffer nut, the marshmallow cream that you make fluffer nutters and stuff with. That's what it looked like, but it would move on its own. There was one little boy named Jason who his family had gotten all into eating this stuff, and he had got up in the middle of the night to get a snack, and he opens the refrigerator, and the stuff has spilt over out of its container, and it's moving on its own
I'm sorry,
in the refrigerator.
folks. Dave didn't have enough
So he, of
material
course,
to follow
freaks out.
Randy's rambling.
Because why wouldn't you? He tells his family that this stuff is moving on its own, not to eat it. It can't be good for you. But this stuff essentially takes over your brain when you eat it. So they had already been taken over, and it was too late. So this other company is wanting to steal the formula for the stuff. They want to make their own version of the stuff. So they hire spy extraordinaire Mole Rutherford.
You know why they call me Mo?
No, why?
Because every time people give me money, I always want more.
And that was his name, Mole Rutherford. He shows up. He's going to infiltrate the company. He's going to try to figure it out for him. But this takes quite a turn because he quickly figures out that there's more problems than him trying to figure out how this other company can copy the product. This stuff's bad news, and he's got to get to the bottom of it. So this company, the stuff, had all these restaurants that they had were former Chocolate Chip Charlie locations. So he ends up teaming up with Chocolate Chip Charlie to try to take down the company and get this stuff off the market. And it's quite a journey. I mean, this stuff is just bubbling out of the ground in what appears to be like a natural spring for it in Midland, Georgia, of all places. And if you're not familiar, it is a small town slightly northeast of Columbus, maybe northwest of Columbus. I think it's northeast. And that's where this stuff's coming out of the ground. And they figure it all out. It's quite an adventure. You should definitely check this movie out. They end up at this remote militia base where Colonel Spears, which is played by Paul Sorvino, he is leading his militia, and he also apparently owns a couple radio stations. But anyway, old Mole Rutherford ends up convincing him that they've got to work together to get this stuff off the shelves. And they arrive in Atlanta, guns blazing, taking everybody out, they're going to put out a message over these two radio stations that Colonel Spears owns to tell people to stop eating the stuff, get it off the shelves, burn it, cook it, explode it, get rid of it, is the point. So they are successful. People do listen. The stuff, but it's quite a movie. Prime Video, look up The Stuff, 1985. I thought it was a great adventure. I'm going to give it the same as I gave Evil Tunes, 9.5 out of 10. We've hit 2.
Well, now Randy finally wrapped up explaining the stuff. Took him longer than a possum climbing a grease pole, but bless his heart, he got there eventually.
Beer, 10 out of 10. Check that out. Only sports update I really have. We are into the divisional round of the NFL playoffs at this point. We're getting down to it. The final 8 teams are still vying for a spot in Super Bowl 60. So, yeah, should be good. We got the Bears taking on the Rams. We've got the 49ers and the Seahawks. We've got the Buffalo Bills and the Denver Broncos. And we have the New England Patriots and the Houston Texans. Now, those are the final 8 teams. They are facing off this weekend to determine who goes to the conference championship games. And then on to Super Bowl 60. We're getting there. Season's winding down, but that means NASCAR's coming back. Well, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. Highly recommend the Toasted Barrel Stout from Lexington Brewing and Distilling Company. Get you some of that. And as always, let's get out there, donate some money to St. June's, Shriners Hospital for Children. Let's adopt a kitten, a puppy, a bird.
Well, now, folks, that's all she wrote. Randy's done talking, and I'm done listening. Y'all come back next time. Bring better takes and better liquor.
So
Good night.
The gravy on your biscuits. Boom, I am out.